What's up, movie friends? Welcome back to the show. This is Anthony.
And this is James. We're going to do something fun, something different today. We asked everyone on Instagram to send us a bunch of questions of whatever you want to ask us. And so we're going to spend the entire episode just getting to know me and Anthony better. We're going to answer all of your questions.
It's going to be fun. We're going to do this again in the future. So if you have any questions on YouTube, leave a comment on the YouTube episode so we can put it into the next episode.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a bunch of different types of questions, some mostly about movies, some personal, some very funny, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, I was surprised. We got a ton. I love our fan response, and we love our fans and communicating with all of you, and we think this is a fun one for you to listen to.
Yeah, I have like 10 pages of questions. Like this is going to be fun. All right, let's just get going. So the first one is from Tori Lavin. What's your top film score?
This was a really hard one because I love so many film scores, but I was thinking about it, and on top, like the thing that I listen to most, and the thing that like gets me so more emotional than anything else has got to be it's Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's my favorite, one of my favorite things to work out to. It helps me when in a creative process as well, and it's also got, aside from the bombastic and high energy things, there's some really beautiful music as well. And I think it's an iconic score.
Yeah, and plus they added the new tracks to the album this past like 6 months, so and that was epic.
There's dialogue in them. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, that was actually my most listened to album last year, 2020, on Spotify. But for me, I'm probably picking Interstellar. I listen to it. Every day.
Every time I get in your car, Interstellar's on.
At the gym or at
work. I'm like, I don't want to get into an emotional state driving to Whole Foods, man.
It's always going. Next up, we have Will Calimano. What are each of your favorite scene transitions or technical shots in a film?
I think the Goodfellas long take, because I think it's the definitive long take, and then
technical shot.
And then the match cut from Lawrence of Arabia is my favorite transition.
I'm picking for a transition. It's gonna be the match cut. I chose also, but from 2001: A Space Odyssey, when it goes from the bone to the nuclear weapon in space. I think that's just like amazing.
Great pick.
Thanks.
Buddy Brown asks us, if you guys could hire any director to remake a movie, which director would it be, and what movie would you want to remake? I picked North by Northwest and having Chris Nolan make it, because he would probably add some cool sci-fi time elements, and that story is already suited to his style as a filmmaker.
Yeah, that's a great one. Next up, we have Chantel and Kynan. They are a pair, as they told us, and so they asked us, thoughts on Australian films and filmmakers, your top Australian cinema television, your predictions of the future of Australian screen work. It's such a great scene in Australia and has been for a couple of decades at least. And I think David Michaud is probably top of the game right now for me. He did The Rover, Animal Kingdom, The King. Obviously, George Miller with Mad Max, Peter Weir, Jennifer Kent's Babadook was phenomenal. Gillian Armstrong, before she retired, she made Little Woman, the first one
with Christian Bale and Winona Ryder.
And then Justin Kurzel with Snowtown Murders and Macbeth, and obviously Baz Luhrmann.
And, I love movies like The Proposition, Animal Kingdom, Snowtown Murders are really good. Wolf Creek is a great horror franchise. The first couple are good. But Peter Weir's my favorite. Mm-hmm. He's one of my favorite directors as I've watched his movies more often. And he made one of my favorite movies, Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. And then,
we just watched that a couple months ago.
Dead Poets Society. Like, he's made a ton of...
Truman.
Truman Show, The Way Back. He's made some amazing movies. He's my top Australian filmmaker. But Aussies, they seem to have the best actors.
Yeah, for real.
Like every time there's a great actor coming out, it's like, oh, they're Australian.
Of course they're Australian.
Of course Margot Robbie's Australian. Why? Obviously.
Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce.
Yeah. Kate Blanchett.
Yeah,
it's crazy. They're all Australian. Hugh Jackman.
Sam Worthington, kind of.
More of Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel.
Yeah,
Joel's awesome.
way better.
I love Joel.
Yeah.
All right, then we have Grayson Younce. If Ryan Gosling told both of you to put your hands in the air, would you do it? If not, I unsubscribed. Of course we'd put our hands in the air if Ryan Gosling told us that.
If Ryan Gosling told me to do anything, I'd do it. It doesn't matter what it is.
All right. That's on the podcast forever.
Mayo and Jonathan Falkenberg asked...
They both asked like a similar question,
okay,
so they're different
together.
people. Yeah.
What are your hobbies outside of film? And I really enjoy writing and working out.
I'm big on fitness. I work out like 6 days a week.
You're a big runner.
I run a lot too. I'm training for a half marathon, so I run. I lift 3 days a week and I run 3 days a week. And so I'm really big into fitness. Reading, I can't go to bed without reading before bed, so I read every night.
So if you guys have trouble falling asleep, read.
I like to cook when I have the time to.
You're a wonderful cook.
Yeah, I cook a mean steak for sure, and then I like to eat, obviously.
Oh yeah, we love going out to eat.
Yeah, but I keep my nutrition really high, so like taking care of myself is super important, and you can call that an all around life hobby. And once a week, twice a week, we have like a delicious meal.
We went to Five Guys the other day. It was great.
I did 8 miles, then we hit 5 Guys. I destroyed that burger.
Oh my God. It was
So good.
I was dreaming about that burger.
Before we continue, the best way to support Raiders of the Lost podcast is to share us with your friends and family and become a patron at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost podcast. Patrons get perks like personalized videos, podcast schedules. Top tier patrons get a monthly shout out on the podcast. And the best perk of all is every patron has access to weekly bonus episodes of the show. Head on over to our website, RaidersofTheLostPodcast.com, to check out all of our sources of content, our merch, and our custom movie posters, and follow, subscribe wherever you're listening or watching right now. Hit the notification bells. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and again, thank you so much for tuning in around the world. All right, Alex Packer, does it bother you at all about how big the MCU has become the last 10 years or more so how so many people act like they're the best movies ever made?
I would say, I don't want to piss anyone off, but to be honest, I think there's too much superhero content, and it's not just Marvel. It seems as though right now a lot of people and a lot of young people are they're just watching superhero content, whether it be movies or TV shows. I mean, it's not just the Marvel TV shows. It's like Amazon has The Boys, and there are there are a bunch of superhero shows on Amazon. There are a bunch of superhero shows on Netflix. There are a bunch of superhero shows on Hulu. And it seems as though superheroes have taken over all realms of content and media. And so I think that people are not exposing themselves to great films that are coming out, and they're just and maybe they're not even aware of them because you get in a bubble on the internet and you only see what you have been seeing. So I think superheroes are kind of taking over too much of content.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yes and no, I think I would answer the question, because you're talking about how everything has to be about superheroes in a way, like all these big movies,
and not even superheroes but superpowers. There's so many coming of age movies that have come out in the last 2 years, and the characters have superpowers,
like telekinesis.
It's they don't need to have superpowers.
But the thing is, you're right, because people don't really go to see character studies, and the perfect example, I think, is 2 Joaquin Phoenix films. Joker obviously made $1 billion at the box office, but Todd Phillips centered that around comic books and a superhero and a villain, versus his movie You Were Never Really There, which you could argue is just as good a movie, but no one saw it. And that's a deep, intense, dark character study, very similar to the vibe of Joker, but no one saw that versus everyone seeing Joker. And I mean, it's great that so many people are working, you could say, for all these actors and people in production. There's a lot of content being made, but I think, not that I don't like Marvel movies, not that I don't like DC movies. We love superheroes. We really do. We love the superhero movies, but it's just, it's getting a little much. Pretty soon it's going to be every 2 months, every 3 months, there's a Marvel movie coming out, and there's the DC movies coming out, and the TV shows to watch. So it's almost like there's so much content. You're right. Kids and young, Gen Z and young millennials, they're really only consuming superhero stuff, which I'm kind of a little worried about, because there's so many other great films being made, not to mention being made, but going back to film history and watching movies from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, because there's such a dense catalog of incredible films that have been made that I feel like a lot of young people haven't even heard of.
Yeah, exactly. And the studios are doing it because it's making them money, and they need to make money. So I think, like you said, I enjoy superhero movies, but I think it's important to expose people, if they're interested in movies, to learn more about film outside of the superhero genre.
Watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just do that. Let's go.
Watch Taxi Driver.
Hopefully that answered your question, Alex.
That was a good answer.
Again, pros and cons to it.
Michelle asked
our buddy Michelle, my old friend.
Oh yeah, gotcha. What is Raiders of the Lost podcast looking like in 5 years?
The #1 podcast in the TV film charts on all platforms. Let's go. Maybe a production studio
/ media company.
Yeah.
Production house.
Let's go. Well, our media company is actually called Mirror Image Production. So
LLC.
That's the LLC of the company.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Joseph George. Have you ever thought of getting into the film industry, and what would you say is your favorite genre? And yes, our long-term goal is to be making our own films down the road, and if the podcast is how we get there, then we're going to keep pursuing that.
Yeah, we want to produce and make our own films eventually, for sure. And I love all kinds of movies. If I get the opportunity to make movies, I would try to do a wide range of genres, but I gravitate towards period pieces, dark movies, weird movies, horror, sci-fi.
Yeah, it would be cool. if you are that insanely fortunate to be able to make movies to like do every genre, kind of like what Kubrick did and Nolan sort of does. Kubrick especially because he like was a chameleon, you could say, behind the camera. He never made the same movie twice and dabbled in so many different genres. So it'd be cool to do that. But I think sci-fi is like my go-to if I had to make a movie like
Epic sci-fi?
Yeah, not even epic. Like you can make a small scale sci-fi.
Oh
and
yeah,
make it
totally
really cool.
Yeah, sci-fi is great. Dylan Labonte asked us, have a great idea for an episode, best high school movie. So anything pertaining to the different cliques or outside of high school, like Breakfast Club, Be Up, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I think it's a typo.
Oh, gotcha. And Back to the Future. And I think that's a great idea. Even movies like Election, Kings of Summer, Edge of 17.
You know what we should
really
do
good.
is a back to school episode at the end of the summer and do like high school movies.
Great idea.
That'd be super fun.
Thanks, Dylan.
All right, Anna Lupker, our bud Anna. She's a great graphic designer.
She made our website.
She's awesome. Are any of you guys single? I think that's
Yes.
That got a lot of likes.
Yeah, they got a like. Yeah.
Yeah, neither of us are in relationships or dating. So.
We're in relationships with the podcast.
Basically, yeah, we're dating the show. But hopefully that answers your question, Anna.
Tyler Vatcher, is comedy a dying genre?
Yes. So, but it's a complicated answer because I don't want to be someone that just says, "Oh, it's because of PC culture. You have to be politically correct all the time." Because culture is constantly evolving. You know, the way you perceive comedy constantly changes. What flew in the 50s didn't fly in the 70s. What flew in the 70s didn't fly in the 90s. I mean, what flew in the early 2000s doesn't fly anymore. Like you couldn't make The Office today.
Couldn't make Superbad.
The first 5 seasons of The Office, you couldn't make that. You couldn't even do like a great comedy from the 2000s. You couldn't even do 40-Year-Old Virgin. Half the jokes in that you couldn't do today because culture changes. And it's not like it's like unfair that you can't do these jokes, but you have to kind of adapt to the way culture shifts and comedies is perceived, but also it's changing so rapidly that I'm worried about the genre of comedy in general, that not even just in comedic movies, but stand-up as well. When you go see stand-up, it's so like controlled and people are avoiding specific topics on purpose when they probably wouldn't have 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the history of comedy has been, part of it has been poking fun and offending people to get a laugh. You know, that has been one of the like
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, you go back to like Don Rickles, the ultimate what do you call it?
Punchline.
He just makes fun of everyone.
Oh yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, and like that. And the thing is, people are less likely to want to offend anyone at all because of the repercussions on social media and the media. And so, comedians are walking this tightrope now, and I think there's this problem where nobody's really sure what works and what wouldn't work, and we don't know what's offensive until it becomes offensive in the news. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that comedians are in a tough spot. Probably the only thing that will ever withstand is slapstick comedy, like physical comedy.
Yeah, I'm not saying you still can't make great comedic films.
Yeah.
Like I always talk about. Game Night is like one of my favorite comedies in the last several years, but like it used to be every year was like this year's #1 comedy. Go see the comedy of the summer. That doesn't happen anymore. There aren't like Marvel are kind of like the comedies of the year to go see. Like those are like taking over the genre, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
That was a pretty good trailer voice. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was good. I think comedians and comedic writers are just trying to navigate the waters and it's like playing Battleship.
Yeah, but like you're getting fewer and fewer spaces that you can work with.
And I also agree with comics like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and guys and gals like that who are like, you gotta let us do our thing.
Ricky Gervais.
We have to be able to push the boundaries and push the envelope because that's their art form and that's their storytelling device, and being able to push boundaries and step over the line and cross the line, it's part of the job.
Yeah, and I
historically,
I honestly don't think that comedians go out there, like whether they're on stage or in a movie, and they're trying to like hurt people's feelings. I don't think that's what they're trying to do deep down. I think they're just going out there to do something, like you said, creating their sort of art. It's very specific. It's been around for thousands of years doing comedy. So I'm worried about the genre. Hopefully, yes, you can work around it, but it's obviously there are less films coming out that are straight up comedies now.
And ultimately, it's hard to make great comedy if people are unwilling to laugh at themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh at myself all the time. Like,
yeah, we make fun of each other all the time.
I think it's just if you can't laugh at yourself, then I mean, what's the point of living? It's fun. We roast each other all day.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
And my favorite one is you put a photo on the story of the Twins poster, and you said that I was Danny DeVito and you were Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's just facts.
That was great.
The Twins movie poster where they're in the
was
same suit.
so
and
funny.
DeVito's like 4'8".
I cackled.
We all know the fact, but all right, let's move on.
Olivia Pacino, great last name, asked, "What would your respective Pokemon starter type be and why?"
If you're only picking between water, fire, and grass, I'm going water with Squirtle. But like, I also love Pokemon Yellow when you get to start off with Pikachu. So lightning, if I could get the option.
I would go with Charmander. I always pick Charmander every time because I just have a fiery personality. No, but I love dragons, and I was always like, I'm making him a Charizard as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So I want a Charizard, so I would pick Charmander.
I was always Squirtle.
Yeah.
All right, Gabe Root. What's each of yours most overrated movies, either in terms of like it was successful and you don't see why, or it's critically acclaimed and you don't see why? Very curious to see the answers. All right, again, we're not trying to hurt people's feelings with these picks. So, most overrated movie, I would pick Crash. We've talked about it a bunch of times, and that won a Best Picture, but it's good. But Best Picture nom, I don't see it. And then another one I would pick is 16 Candles. It's a good movie, but like I think it just gets so much more recognition than it really deserves in a way. You know what I mean?
Mine might hurt some people's feelings. I don't love Rogue One. I think it's the weakest Star Wars movie, honestly.
The thing with Rogue One is I love the visuals and I love the concept.
I love Felicity Jones and I love Diego Luna.
It's really slow though. Yeah. It's very, very slow.
And I think that the story, ultimately, the character of Jyn, for the first half of the movie, she keeps getting taken places. She's not really driving the story until the third act of the movie, and before that, she's just like gets captured and freed, and then gets captured and then freed, and then, I just think the writing wasn't there for me. The script was I don't think they did a good job with at all.
I think the opening is great too. Like
opening's cool
because it really sets the stage. That movie set the stage for the other Star Wars movies outside of the trilogies and then the spin-offs and everything. So. But yeah, I think you're right. It's pretty slow, and I know a lot of people really love that movie. But
and also for me, I like The Princess Bride. I just don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cute, but when I watch it, I don't laugh at that much watching it.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
It's not my kind of humor.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
All right, Brooke Shanks. What's the first movie you guys remember seeing in theaters? And I think for me, it's Toy Story.
It could be.
I'm trying to think.
But I have an earlier one.
What's that?
Pocahontas.
Oh, did we see that in theaters?
Yeah, we saw that with Ryan took us.
What year did that come out?
95.
Well, Toy Story was the same year, too.
I thought Toy Story was 96.
I'm pretty sure it was 95.
Oh, yeah. So they could have been either one of those.
Oh, yeah, we did see Pocahontas, yeah. It's harder to think back that far, especially when you repress so many memories.
Just kidding. Toby Golding asked, if either of you could direct your own film, what kind of film would it be? Horror, adventure, romance, etc.?
I think we answered that earlier. I would say sci-fi.
But if I had to pick the first movie, I would say would be horror, because you can do a lot with horror on a low budget, and generally your first movie should be pretty low budget.
Sure. But I think sci-fi has opened the door for that too.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
think movies like Ex Machina, that's not a huge
Monsters,
budget. So like, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it, man.
You can do it.
I believe it. You can make a good sci-fi movie.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Tyler, 1917 or Dunkirk, Pulp Fiction or Goodfellas, Marvel or DC, Harry Potter or Star Wars. All right, I'm going Dunkirk. This is tough. Goodfellas, DC, Harry Potter.
I have the exact answer. Dunkirk, Goodfellas, DC, Harry Potter.
Pulp Fiction and Goodfellas, that's one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked about movies.
It's not hard for me.
It was really, well, for me it was.
Goodfellas takes the cake.
Congratulations.
Goodfellas is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And I Pulp Fiction, super entertaining. But the thing with Goodfellas is you can watch it over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just so much fun. It's hysterical. It's just engrossing, and I love it. It's great.
I can do that. Pulp Fiction. I've seen the movie like 30 times.
True. I guess, yeah, it's personal taste.
I didn't know you didn't like Pulp Fiction, man.
I hate it. I think it's the worst movie ever made.
Everyone heard that. It's on the podcast forever. All right. Monique, a.k.a. Mo Money. F, marry, kill. And this is a Settlers of Catan question. Or, wheat, or brick. I'm gonna marry or. I'm gonna F wheat and I'm gonna kill brick.
Yeah, I kill brick. F. I'd marry wheat and F or.
Oh, all right.
Because you can do more with wheat.
An aristocrat.
Wheat's pretty valuable.
Okay.
Ian Elliott, The weirdest or best movie theater experience? I say seeing The Dark Knight in IMAX.
Okay, yeah. For me, the weirdest was Anthony fainting during Prometheus at IMAX, which I've talked about before, but it was very funny. He passed out during the C-section scene. And I had to carry him out of the theater. No one would help me.
I was like a dead body.
But we got free tickets, which is great. And then the best theater experience, I think for me, was Hateful Eight, Christmas Day. We saw it on 70mm IMAX. It had like the real intermission, the real overture before the movie for like 10 minutes. We got like the pamphlets and like a little thing too, and it was just such a cool thing to go see. And when you see film projected, especially 70mm, it's a different experience. It really is, because very seldom do you ever see film anymore. If it's only during a Tarantino movie, Chris Nolan movie, and
GTA.
Sometimes Scorsese if you get the right spot, but like it's you don't really see it anymore.
No one's projecting it ever.
They haven't projected regularly since the early 2000s, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, but if you ever get an opportunity to see film projection, you gotta jump on it. I'm telling you, it's a totally different experience.
Great answer.
Isis Gomez, would you ever consider doing the Twilight series?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll hop on that.
I actually have only seen the first one once, so I have no familiarity with the others.
I can't say how nice we'll be to them, but I mean, we're open to doing them.
Yeah, but yeah, we'd have to. How many are there? 4?
3?
No, 4, because there's part 1 and 2 of Breaking Dawn.
So they broke the last one up.
Yeah,
yeah, I think there's 4.
They got that teen money.
I'm sure we could do that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
That would do well. That would perform well.
Yeah, sure it would. Sure it would. I mean, it was like when it got released on Netflix, those 5 Twilight. Oh, there's 5, I think. The 5 Twilight movies were like top 10 on Netflix.
Oh, there's 5? Oh, wow.
I think there's 5 now. I think
we can do it for sure. All right, Chris Farmer and Samaria Brazil. They have the Samaria, Brazil. What was the movie that made you fall in love with movies? For me, it was There Will Be Blood.
It took you that long to fall in love with movies?
No, but in a different way.
Oh, okay.
Because we used to go to the movies every weekend, but when I saw that made me really look at movies in a new way.
I would say The Matrix, for me, caused me to start looking at movies in a different way if you put it in that perspective, because...
Wow, it's very mature for a 9-year-old.
Well, the first time I saw... let me finish. The first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell is that movie about? But because I didn't really understand it, it made me want to watch it more and more, and we watched it a bunch of times when we were like 9, 10 years old, and it really like made me like start wheels turning in my head about film and about movies. I would say probably The Matrix then.
Great answer.
Thanks.
You did really tie that together like a bow.
Nicholas Ozaniak, do you cut your sandwiches into triangle or rectangles? These are the hard-hitting questions I appreciate.
Oh, rectangles every time.
Yeah,
I've never cut my sandwich into a triangle, ever.
I've done it before just to like
See what it was like.
It's like kind of weird.
I feel like the corners would just be too much just ed.
Too much
the end of
edge?
the bread.
End?
Yeah, too much edge.
I didn't like it.
It depends. I think it depends on how your mom or father makes the sandwiches
Probably,
when
yeah.
you're young.
All right, and then we have Alex Batza and Andy Walker, both asked very similar question. If you could give any film a sequel, what would it be?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I chose White Men Can't Jump or Rounders. I want to see those stories continued. White Men Can't Jump.
That's a great movie.
If they made a sequel today, I would see that in theaters first night. For
Amazon,
sure.
what are you waiting for?
I've seen the movie like 10 times.
That would destroy.
Yeah, that's
that
a
would
great
destroy.
movie.
Okay, Captain Acrylica, your top 5 horror must-see list.
I chose The Shining, The Exorcist, 28 Days Later, Rosemary's Baby, and Silence of the Lambs.
Nice. I chose The Thing, The Exorcist, Let the Right One In, The Invisible Man, and The Descent.
Wow, The Descent.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It is the most messed up, scary movie.
Monster movie.
Oh, man.
It's one of the best monster movies ever.
Harrison, out of every single Marvel film, what are your top 5 favorites? I'm going Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, and Thor Ragnarok. It's my top 5.
So I'm going Ragnarok, Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Iron Man.
Yeah, pretty close list.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to do.
Paige Goins, what's the biggest Oscar snub?
The Dark Knight.
I put that too.
Nick Spam, is Fantastic Mr. Fox a villain or a hero?
He's an anti-hero.
Basically, yeah. And he's kind of a little bit of both, but he's a fox, which is like kind of like the main metaphor at the end is it's in his nature to do the things he does. He says it all the time, like I'm a fox. So he behaves how he behaves because that's what he is. He doesn't hide from it.
Next up, we have Darby Wagner, who asks, what did you guys do for work pre-podcast days? Did you work in the entertainment industry?
I was a bartender in my early 20s, and then we moved out here, and I dabbled in freelance work, videography-wise. You were doing it full-time freelance.
Well, I was a server for a few years first.
And then I work in production, so I actually still have a full-time job working in production.
And I did, I waited tables, and then I became a full-time freelancer with photography and videography. And then the podcast happened. So now we're doing it.
Here we are. Henry, will you guys ever direct your own film? Yes,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's not a matter of ever, it's a matter of when will we.
It sounded like you were doing a movie quote, but it's not really a movie quote.
No, it's not. It's just an Anthony quote. Derek Ziller, favorite cult classic film?
Fight Club.
Big Lebowski.
Good one.
Yeah, thanks.
The thing with Fight Club is I think it's so popular that people might not consider it a cult film anymore, but it really is a cult film. It's like the most popular cult film.
Yeah, it gained its audience on DVDs.
So, yeah.
And rentals. That's how it made money.
All right, this one's a tough one from Rob Ellis. Spielberg and Williams or Nolan and Zimmer? The duo you don't choose has their collaborated filmographies erased from the history books.
I'm going with Nolan and Zimmer.
Whoa!
'Cause I don't know, what do I work out to if I don't have Hans Zimmer's music?
Damn, that's wild.
It's because of Hans Zimmer's music.
Yeah, well, hey, man. That's how many? 7 of Nolan's movies?
Yeah.
No, 6, because he didn't do Prestige.
No.
So, wow, you're sacrificing all Spielberg and Williams? I'm keeping Spielberg and Williams. They've made too many movies together that, like, I gotta tune in.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do, bro. That's a good question, though.
That was an excellent one.
Preston Schwab, what's your favorite NFL team?
Pats Nation, baby.
Oh, yeah. Patriots all the way.
The
/
New
Tom Brady.
England Patriots.
Whatever team Tom's on.
Yeah. Richard Patrick. 2-part question. Is there an animated film you'd like to see live action? Who would you cast? Answer the questions or I'm going to be unsubscribed.
Unsubscribe. I'd like to see you unsubscribe, Richard Patrick. Okay, I think I have a pretty good one.
Who would you choose?
So The Simpsons as a movie
Oh, that's a really good idea.
with Tom Hanks as Homer and Tilda Swinton as Marge.
Gotcha. For an anime movie I would like to see live action, I would choose The Incredibles. I think that'd be cool to see live action.
Another superhero movie? I'm kidding.
I mean, I was thinking
kidding.
about, like, if I do Toy Story, but that'd be weird to have, like, people acting as toys, and then it's a tough question. So
It's a great question.
You chose a animated film with very humanoid-looking people in it.
Sam Leppin asks us, in your opinion, what is the best low-budget film, cult classic or otherwise?
Rocky, $1 million budget.
That's what I said, too.
Yeah, and there are a lot of movies that, like, classify for that, but I think that, you know, like Saw was $1 million, and that was a great horror film, and that's, like, going to live on forever. But I think just, you know, when you make one of the best movies ever made for $1 million, like, you can't beat that.
I also saw one, Super Size Me,
What was that?
$65,000.
He made that in $65,000?
Yeah, and I think that's definitely one you have to mention because of the impact it had.
I wonder if he did, like, all the editing and stuff by himself.
Yeah, he did it all.
Because if you think about it, like, I forgot about
The
that.
money went into the interviews and like renting the sets and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right. It was very low budget. It was just like him and a camera. You're right when you think about it. Because I haven't seen that in a long time. And that movie, like, changed people's perception about fast food for about, like, a week. And then they all went right back to it.
No, it changed a lot of people's perceptions, just not the majority of people.
I'm kidding.
But like after seeing that made me look at food a different way.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Watching that movie, I was like, wow, I never saw it, was exposed to this information and what could happen to you if you eat so much fast food.
Well, the thing with it is, I mean, it's not that when you eat fast food, like here and there, but like he did it every meal for
A month.
A month. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like some people I'm sure do that in their daily lives, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but the point of it is it to show how it's not by doing that extreme diet for a month, he's showing how unhealthy the food is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost died.
Yeah.
He was going to die if he kept going.
His heart was like gonna fail.
And his organ, I think his liver was failing
I believe
too.
his doctor made him stop.
Yeah. No, but he made it to the end, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But like he was a wreck. He was
Yeah.
a mess. He put on so much weight,
and
like,
also he got depressed.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, man.
A lot. I think that movie was really impactful for people. So that's a great low budget movie.
I very seldom eat fast food. Like we had Five Guys.
That doesn't even count. They make it fresh.
Yeah, they don't freeze anything, and it's right there. But still, it's still considered fast food. You could say it's just really, but it's not like McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that. All right, let's move on to Connor Flad. Will you guys ever direct your own film? Yeah, we got that one.
Absolutely.
Let's move on. Then skip that to
Emma. What's the worst and best thing about being a twin?
your best buds for life, and
I have that too. I have a bestie for life.
but like.
Everyone refers to you as the twins.
Yeah, the downside is people treat you as half a person.
Yeah.
Like all our lives were like half a person, and you're always like mixed in together with everything, whether it's like a birthday present, a Christmas present, or like just little things.
Sharing everything.
Like cards, phone calls, text messages. Everyone like treats you as like a combined thing, which we're combined because we're twins forever, but like we are different people.
Yeah. I have an identity.
So it's kind of weird, but you get used to it after a while. I mean, it's your life.
Yeah.
But also, people used to treat us like zoo exhibits, and like we would get double, triple takes everywhere we went. And people,
oh my God, are you twins?
People would point at us and still do sometimes. It's just you get a lot of attention that you don't want.
I say I compare it to being a C-list celebrity when you're in public, because people always double take at you, and then every once in a while someone will walk up to you and be like, "Oh, are you twins?" Like they're saying, "Are you that actor in that movie?"
Are you from that? Yeah, but they don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to talk to you though.
Exactly. Yeah.
So exactly like a C-list actor.
Yeah.
Do you want to head on into our intermission?
Let's go, man.
Our intermission today is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. To get their Lawnmower 4.0 and Performance Package 4.0 right now, which is available in the United Kingdom, Canada, Europe, Australia, Singapore, and South Africa. Those countries have been added to the list, as well as America, obviously. Go to manscaped.com. Use our coupon code Raiders of the Lost at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. This brand new groomer, the 4.0 lawnmower, it's waterproof, skin safe, has a 7,000 RPM motor, which is insane. It's got a wireless charger, built-in light. It's amazing. Fellas, you got to join the 2 million men worldwide. Get on manscaped.com. Use our coupon code Raiders of the Lost at checkout for the grooming gifts you need that you'll actually use. Everyone listening, for the men in your life, if you need to get them a gift, whether it's their birthday or a holiday or anniversary, or just like hey, you need to take this hint, an obvious hint to clean yourself up with a gift from manscaped.com. Again, use our coupon code Raiders of the Lost at checkout for 20% off and free shipping.
Great job.
Thanks, man.
I like that.
I appreciate it.
Wow, they're really expanding on the internationally.
Yeah, so for the Lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
Everything else they've been shipping. Got it.
All right. Let's start with our movie release year quiz.
Oh, whoa, we're skipping ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Let me run the intermission.
Yeah,
all right?
you're
getting way ahead. We're gonna start with our movie quote
I
competition.
put it out of order in my notes.
I have two movie quotes, one from a fan and one from me. First one is from Hazel Rodamel. Well, I think I look nice, and as long as I have one ass instead of two, I'll wear what I like. If that's all right with you, you might want to rethink those ties.
It's a tough one. I don't know.
Aaron Brockovich.
Oh my God.
It's like your favorite Julia Roberts one too.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
All right, and this one's from me. This might be my favorite movie line of all time. You shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
Oh my God. I can't,
Really?
I don't know it.
Well, let me say it again. You shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
I don't know it.
Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh man.
That's him and Mr. Blonde are at the
fighting.
diner.
Yeah.
They're not fighting, they're just having their, you can see they got a little tension going back and forth.
Good one. Here's my quote. An old man dies, a young woman lives. A fair trade. I love you, Nancy.
Sin City.
Yep.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job. Nice one.
I was like, I know this.
Excellent.
I mean, I haven't seen that in like a decade.
Yeah, it's been
What
a
a
while.
cool movie. The first time I saw that, I was blown away.
Yeah. That was
Never
pretty-
seen anything like it before.
Pretty sweet movie.
All right, now it's time for Guess the Movie Release Year. Ghostbusters.
Oh, shit. Okay. Ghostbusters was in 1988.
84.
Oh, man, I was way off. Okay, mine is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
1992.
95.
Close. Yeah, not really. All right. Movie pop quiz time. And this, I came up with a tough one for you today.
You said earlier, I will see.
If you get this, I'll be very impressed. In the movie Cabin in the Woods, what is the monster item that the group chooses which starts the ritual? So remember, they're in that basement and they're all...
It's the book.
Yeah, in the diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got
That wasn't that hard.
All right, you're right. Well, you technically didn't say...
I mean, no, it was the hardest question
You didn't say,
I've ever heard.
You didn't say diary.
It was the hardest question I ever heard.
I guess I underestimated how many times you've seen that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Okay, your turn.
What is Bruce Willis's highest grossing movie?
Wow, you're on Bruce Willis
Yeah, I
today.
went on a Bruce Willis binge today.
Bruce Willis.
I like to make a theme with my questions.
highest grossing movie. 6 Sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
correct. Over 600 million.
Yeah.
Armageddon was right behind it with almost 600.
Oh, really? It made that much money?
Yeah, Armageddon was a big hit,
You're right. It was. It was
Yeah.
massive.
but Sixth Sense just destroyed the box office.
All right, biggest hater of the week. We have a real hater, and it's actually TikTok. The overlords
Surprise.
of TikTok banned us from posting for an
Yeah.
entire day. We get randomly, like, some of our videos will get like community guidelines, flags, and they'll take a video down, and then it's just because it'll be like an image of like someone shooting in a movie, or it's not like we're doing anything horrible or showing anything that people haven't seen before. And usually it's just an image like that, like in a war zone for like maybe a clip for like 1917 or like Saving Private Ryan, and we'll get flagged for that, and the video will get taken down. But we did one of Jackie Chan yesterday that we posted, and we were just talking about how he was the inspiration for the guy who made Rotten Tomatoes. He did it because Jackie Chan was his favorite actor, and Rush Hour was coming out, and he wanted to make a website where everyone could access tons of different reviews from the United States all in one place. And so the first movie he did was Rush Hour because he loved Jackie Chan so much. So that was what the clip was about. And one of the gifts that we put in the clip to edit it was Jackie Chan doing a stunt jumping over a car, and got taken down for dangerous acts, and we got banned for a day from posting.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So it's like, it's absurd.
They're getting so temperamental with what is like considered flag content.
But the thing is, then you submit an appeal and it goes through, and you win the appeal, and it still counts as a community guideline strike.
And we haven't gotten banned from posting before.
Yeah, it was the first time.
I think what happened was we had 3 in a week, I think is what it was.
But none of them, there were just 3 videos that got, one of them was, we won the appeal.
Yeah, and one of them was a Venom clip where I just showed GIFs of Venom, and he's not even killing anyone. It's just him, just like with his sticking his tongue out, and it got flagged for disturbing behavior.
There's much more disturbing clips on TikTok, let me tell you.
I was like, oh my God, are you kidding, TikTok
It's hard,
overlords?
it's hard navigating the waters of what you can post and what you can't, and then it's ridiculous because, like I said, we win almost all the appeals.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura.
And I have another hater who I think unsubscribed. We posted a clip about why Tarantino writes out of order, and then we talked about if you put Kill Bill in order, it would start with the scene by the fire with Bill and Beatrix, and then her training, and then you said the next scene would be in the hotel room, and then Owen's grace caught you. He said actually it would go you said it would go to the wedding chapel would be the next scene after training, and Owen's grace.
This is actually you said it, not me.
No, you said.
Don't try to blame me.
And then Owen's grace said, actually, it would go to the hotel pregnancy test scene, not the wedding. Horrible podcast. Unsubscribed.
I like how you try to divert the clip onto me.
I guess it was me, wasn't it?
It was you talking.
Yeah.
I almost believed you for a second, too. I was like, yeah, maybe I did say that.
I am a fucking idiot.
Did I say that? All right, let's check out some biggest supporters of the week. This one is from Luke Lemons. Amazing comment. He wrote, been listening to y'all since late January and have been listening almost every day for months. I honestly think I might have listened to every single episode by now. Y'all have gotten me through some hard times. Even though I still can't completely tell y'all apart, I'll keep listening until I can. Keep up the great work, man. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. We appreciate it.
Appreciate that. And then from Anthony D20. Are you sure this isn't you leaving us reviews?
Positive.
No, it's not you.
I wouldn't do that. I don't need to cheat.
Best podcast out there. These guys are the best. I love how in-depth they go on movies and their backgrounds and behind the scenes. I never appreciated aspects of film like the relationship between the scores and the emotion of the scene, the cinematography, and so much more. I also love the brotherly, twinly, because I made that a word, banter and going off the script. Some podcasts are just monotone, and these guys are far from it. Plus, they both have my name, so that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Anthony. Oh, is your middle name James? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Is his last name Deveney?
Thanks, Anthony. On this day in film history, today is August 5th. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe passed away from a drug overdose at the age of 36. Rise of the Planet of the Apes was released in 2011. The Little Rascals was released in 1994. And Risky Business was released in 1983.
Wow.
Which is crazy when you think about Tom was a leading man in 1983, and he's still a leading man in the biggest movies every year.
Climbing helicopters.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
40 years.
It's wild.
That's it. Who's done that?
That's
to
a true movie star.
At that level.
True movie star. Right
I mean,
there.
Brad he'll probably might get there maybe, but I wouldn't even say Brad Pitt's even there. Or, I mean, Leo might get there.
I mean, Leo, yeah, but I mean, in terms of, I don't know about 40 years of not just acting, but like being in the biggest movies of the years.
Yeah.
That's something only Tom's done.
Absolutely
Yeah.
absurd, man. What a legend.
Guy's the man.
Streaming recommendation, I have two that are Amazon Prime. I have The Ring, which is a great horror movie from the 2000s, and then Mallrats, which is Kevin Smith's first movie, or is it his second movie? Did he do Clerks first?
Clerks first.
So Mallrats is actually really good because Ben Affleck is in it. He's like got to be like 22 years old in it.
He's horrible in it. His
Horrible
acting is
yeah,
so
but
bad.
He's the antagonist in the
Yeah.
movie.
And then my streaming recommendation is The Mask of Zorro on Amazon Prime.
Let's go.
Great movie.
Nice. All right, let's dive back into all of your questions. And where did we leave off? Let me find my
Patty
place.
Marie,
Patty Marie. All right, gotcha.
who asked, who wet the bed the longest?
People stop wetting the bed? Wait, what?
I just haven't had the heart to tell you.
I'm pretty sure it was you, though.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Mom that.
That's a good question.
No, we'll have to get back to you.
Dylan, what was the first time you thought of doing this podcast? Was it 2019?
No, it was 2020.
No, because remember, before
Well, the
that,
fake attempt.
we did
the
a
failed
fake
attempt.
podcast recording. It might have been 2018, 2019.
I lived here.
No, I don't think you did.
No?
No, it was before you moved in, and you just like
Wow.
were hanging out, and we just recorded audio in the back studio for like a half hour of a movie, and then like we never did anything with it. And I remember I listened to it, I was like, hey, this isn't bad.
Oh, yeah?
But then, you know, we were just busy with our lives, and I don't think we fully understood the power of podcasts at the time.
That has to have been it, yeah.
But then, yeah, so I would say that. And then 2019, we were always talking about it, but the opportunity came to be able to do it in the space we have in our backyard, in our house, we have a separate structure that's a studio that we turned into for our video production stuff and in the show, and we got access to that for just us from our old roommates after they left, and
We got a great situation.
Lockdown freed up our schedules a bit so that we could do it, and just it was a perfect storm of things that happened.
Yeah, it's a happy accident, honestly. All right, Eric Flores asks, favorite childhood movies? I think I have a pretty good list.
Let's see, Jurassic Park, Stand By Me, Sandlot, and then are we talking about just like a childhood movie with just kids in it?
No, I think it's just childhood movies. Like, I have Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously.
Never Ending Story.
Yes,
Air Bud.
The Never-Ending
Ending
Story.
Air Bud.
Classic.
Prince of Egypt.
Ooh,
That's
one.
a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
I loved
yeah.
Aladdin when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
Man, so many bangers, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we're missing a bunch too.
Yeah, but I think we watched Never Ending Story, Ninja Turtles the most.
Dude, I wanted to
And
be a
we
trader
watched-
so bad.
We watched Air Bud a ton as
Yeah.
well. If anyone doesn't know, Air Bud is a series of movies. It's a whole franchise about a dog, a golden retriever that
shit shoot.
a golden retriever that plays various sports, and he's very good at basketball.
Stud.
He's great at basketball.
Yeah, we're talking about Tom Cruise being a longtime movie star. Air Bud. That
takes
was the
cake.
guy. Come on.
All-time movie star.
I don't know how they let him on every team, but he still managed to do it.
Yeah,
The original one, he was a basketball player.
basketball player. Yeah.
He's
But
just
they have every sport now.
Can you imagine if someone actually did that? Like, brought a golden retriever to a basketball game? It's like, he's on our time. He's on our team. He's playing point guard.
Hey, I saw a dog paint a painting today, so I mean, dogs are pretty smart.
They're pretty cool. All right, Gavin Hosterman. If you could pick any director to direct a Halo movie, who would it be? I would just go straight Neil Blomkamp because he made the Halo short that they were trying to get made when they were looking for a budget for the full movie that apparently the studio execs didn't like. So why not have the guy who made that, who probably loves the lore and understands the game so much and would give everything to it, and his aesthetic fits it so well.
I got Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He would destroy it. He's been crushing sci-fi.
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
Dune.
He would do a great Halo movie.
I was gonna
There's
say-
the Dune mention.
I almost
I need to get a bell for like the
Every
Dune
time.
mention.
I almost didn't say it because you were gonna be like, "Oh, here we go, Dune again." I'm sure some of the listeners are like, "Is he bringing up Dune again?" Jesus, get a Dune tattoo.
There it is.
All right,
Taj Booth asks us, what's your guys' opinion on remakes?
I wouldn't say that I'm always like totally against them. I just think the problem is there's just too many right now, and not even just remakes. Like the remakes that are really origin stories, which you could say it's like cheating at a remake, where they don't remake the movie, but they make an origin story for the movie that they want to remake.
Yeah, exactly. And then the movie ends with like the fully formed person where you know, I know what you mean. And I also I'm totally fine with remakes as long as they're not remaking masterpieces like movies that should never be remade. Like, they should never do a remake of The Matrix, you know what I mean? And I don't want them to do Harry Potter remakes. They probably will eventually.
Yeah, that will suck, man.
But I think that remakes can work for stories that involve science fiction because technology changes and, you can do a lot more than you used to be able to do. But also, like, I think that remakes, like you said, they need to ease down on them. There's plenty of original ideas out there, whereas studios tend to go for something that's a name brand already. Like, oh, people know this. Let's just make a new one and it'll guarantee us some box office. And that never really works out, honestly.
I mean, speaking of Ghostbusters, that was the intermission. I mean, they tried to remake Ghostbusters like 5 years ago, bombed, and now they're doing the origin of like a new group of Ghostbusters. So it's like, will it work? I don't know. Is it going to make a lot of money? But you could still do a fun teen coming of age drama story about paranormal without it being Ghostbusters. But you're right. They just want like to slap a sticker on it.
Yeah, they need that name recognition. Which it's like being a politician. Like, the better name recognition you have, the better you are at succeeding.
I know studios, they're in the business of making money. They don't make movies just for fun, guys. They don't make it so that we can enjoy them. They make them to make cheddar cheese. They're trying to make grilled cheese and sandwiches with all those bags. They're trying to
now I want a grilled cheese.
Trying to make bags. So you would wish that they would be more brave in what they would choose to green light for movies.
Cowards.
And stuff. They are. I could run.
Take
studios.
it easy in case they're listening.
I know, I'm kidding.
We love y'all.
Yeah, you guys are great.
No, the thing is, studio executives, people, they get a bad rap, but people don't become studio executives in the film industry because they don't like movies. They do it because they love film, and you know what I mean. They all love movies.
Yeah, that's why they're
passionate about it.
Yeah.
So it's just like they have a dollar figure they have to hit every year. Otherwise, they get to fire people or not be able to make movies. So it's important for them to hit their quota, and so they're driven by that. It's just the fact of life.
It's a tough question.
It's business.
Yeah. All right, Sebastian Mendez. What are your favorite foreign films? Probably Old Boy and La Haine.
I have a few. I have Fanny and Alexander, El Infant, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, Y tu mama tambien, The Seventh Seal, and The Hidden Fortress.
Nice. All right,
Nick Rodriguez. I got it.
You got it.
Do you guys try to make each episode under 1.5 to 2 hours purposefully? Because as a fan, I honestly wouldn't mind long episodes. I know you did a few in the past when we started up, but wondering if there would ever be longer podcasts in the future. So we when we first started, we were doing pretty long episodes, but we weren't editing them. We weren't doing as much editing. We weren't doing as many TikToks. And so nowadays, we're not just making 2 episodes a week. We're doing 4 a week. Plus Patreon, and we're making a ton of content for social media and TikTok. And so editing the 3-hour episodes takes a long time, and we just don't really have the schedule right now to do all of that editing. So it's the easier workload to keep it around an hour and a half, hour 15 is a perfect time for us, like, editing wise.
Yeah, who knows what it'll be like in down the road in 6 months.
If we get an editor, we could go longer, but it just takes a long time to edit the video.
Yeah, if we get 350 patrons and I can quit my job, then I can go full time on editing too.
Yeah, then we can make longer episodes for sure.
So if anyone wants to join Patreon, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So right now, joining Patreon is the most helpful thing you can do. But right now, in terms of our practical making of the show, it's just easier to keep it under an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. We're putting in 100 hours combined on the show a week, and it's a lot of work just to get the episodes up, let alone making all the content, all the posting, and we respond to a lot of people on social media too. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it takes about for the 3-hour episodes, 5-6 hours to edit. So it's a long time.
And I think what we do is so unique. I don't think anyone's really doing movie podcasts to what we do in our caliber of editing and
we're
quality.
Both very good editors.
And so it's just really something that we want to maintain, and we don't want to water down our editing just to do something faster,
Exactly.
All right. Nathan Hoekstra. If you could pick a video game that's not already a movie to be created into a movie, which game would it be? Halo.
Zelda.
Oh, Zelda would be so cool.
Zelda would be epic. If I could do anything, it would probably be a Zelda movie.
You know what else would be cool? Metroid.
Metroid would be awesome.
That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, that wouldn't work.
So do you hate your answer now?
No, I think I would still go with Halo because Halo is so dope.
Yeah, Zelda would be insane.
That would be pretty epic.
Maddie Robbie asks us if you could,
And also Mike
Okay.
asked a similar question.
got it. If you could wipe one movie from your minds just to watch it again and be shocked at every twist and turn, what would it be and why?
I have a few. Like I would do Fight Club.
No,
obviously.
just one.
Just one?
Yeah, that's the question. I'll go so you can think. I picked The Matrix because of how revolutionary it was, how incredible the story was, and how shocking. Because when you saw the trailers, you didn't know what it was. You have no idea what this movie's about. And then when you watch it for the first time, it was the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen. So I think even being 9 years old, I was totally struck by it. So I would say The Matrix if I could watch it again with a clean
It's a really
slate.
good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick. I'd probably say Old Boy. Just because, again, I've brought up multiple times the craziest twist I've ever seen in my life.
Craziest.
It's insane. The last 10 minutes of that movie. All right. From Logan, which actor or actress do you think is a rising star?
I pick Daphne Keane, who ironically starred in Logan.
Mm-hmm.
She plays the daughter of
okay.
of Logan in the movie Logan, but she's super talented. She stars in the TV show His Dark Materials, and she's Spanish and English, so she's fluent in Spanish, so she can speak two languages fluently and act in them. And I think that she's still pretty young. I think she's like 15 right now, but from what I've seen, because I like that show, and Logan's awesome. She's great in it. I think that she has the potential to be a gigantic star.
She has like the trajectory of Saoirse Ronan because Saoirse also did that crazy action movie Hannah when she was like 11, 12 years old. And then her path has just been enormous and she's a star now.
Although Saoirse, she was nominated for an Oscar when she was like 10.
Okay, but
for Atonement.
But still, like in terms of being a superstar.
Yeah.
I chose Ty Sheridan. So Ty Sheridan, you recognize him probably from Ready Player One, but he's been acting for
also
a while.
from X-Men.
And
he's the young Cyclops.
Yeah, but he's been in the game for a while. I think the first time I saw him was
Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. He's one of Brad Pitt's and Jessica Chastain's sons.
And also Mud.
Mud, yes. Mud was like the movie I saw. I was like, who is this kid? He can really act his fucking ass off. He's really good in it. And yeah, he was in a Spielberg movie, obviously, with Ready Player One, but I think that now he's getting older. He's going to start getting bigger roles and big movies that a lot of people see rather than just kids seeing. And so he's actually starring opposite Oscar Isaac in a card counting movie that's coming out this year. So I can't wait to see him in that because it seems like an interesting role, especially now he's like over 18, 20 years old now.
Yeah, Paul Schrader made it.
Yeah, so I think
that's a great pick. He's very, very good.
Yeah, he's super underrated.
I always have an eye on him.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, he's gonna have an awesome career.
Mm-hmm. Noel Murillo asked us, have you seen End of Watch? I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it. It's one of my absolute favorites. Also, which superhero do you think Jake Gyllenhaal would be a perfect fit for?
I like End of Watch a lot. That's a cool movie.
Very
Especially
good movie.
We have people in our family who are cops, so it's really interesting to like see that perspective firsthand of what like somewhat obviously it's exaggerated, but to see the day-to-day life of a police officer, we don't really see it that realistically usually in film. Usually it's like a NYPD TV show or whatever, like a
Law and Order.
Yeah, like so that's not realistic, but this was probably a lot more realistic minus all like the constant shootouts.
And the filmmaking was very creative.
Yeah.
A lot of the POV shots, dash cams, body cams.
Because his character's like making that student film.
Yeah, and then the rapport between Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena is great. Great,
they're so good in that movie. Yeah. And Jake, for a superhero, obviously it would have been awesome to see him as Spider-Man because he was next in line besides Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, that's who I chose for him. Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
I couldn't really see him as like another major hero like Bruce Wayne, Batman, Superman. I couldn't really see him
I don't think he could have done Batman. He definitely could pull off the innocence of Peter Parker.
Yeah, I think he'd be perfect for Peter.
Yeah.
All right, Victor Baldonado. What y'all most embarrassing stories from your high school years? Oh, man.
All right, so I have two. I have one where the teacher yelled at me for picking my nose in class, and the entire class looked at me.
Is this in high school?
That was in middle school, 8th grade.
Oh, okay, so that's kind of high school for some people.
Oh yeah, I didn't do high school once. I didn't have anything embarrassing for high school
besides your entire existence.
Every day walking into the lunchroom.
Just walking through the doors of the school.
It's sad because it's true.
I think my most embarrassing moment in high school was I fainted in class my freshman year. And
really?
Like, freshman year is like, you're so scared of everyone wanting to like you and not like doing anything embarrassing, and I freaking fainted in class, and like that's all anyone would talk about for like a year whenever they talk to me.
I also got stabbed by another student with a pencil.
Forgot about that. And I dislocated my kneecap, so freshman year
That's
sucked.
not embarrassing.
Yeah, but like I was so embarrassed, like wearing the
wear
crutches,
and someone had to help carry your books.
Yeah, that's what was embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
whenever I would have
Oh
to,
yeah, it's like oh, there's that injured kid.
yeah, stick out like a sore
Yeah.
thumb, and like I would always be like,
Everyone's pitying you.
I'd always be red in the face, like on my crutches, going through the hallways. But you did get to leave class early, which is cool.
Oh my god, it's funny. I forgot
Man,
about
I
that.
hated that. Having crutches in high school is the worst, especially because there's so many people in the hallways, and you just.
I was mad because I had the top locker and you had the bottom locker, and then when you got hurt, you couldn't bend down, so we had to swap lockers.
Oh, yeah.
So you got the top one, and I had to go down to the bottom one.
Did we ever switch back? Because the lockers were done albetically, so obviously we're gonna be
I
next
think
to each
we
other.
didn't switch back. I think I was pissed.
Hated high school. All right,
Aisha asks us,
several, which are awesome questions.
any advice for aspiring filmmakers and screenwriters? Also, if you had an unlimited budget for a movie, well, who would you cast?
Well, let's start one at a time.
Okay, so advice.
For aspiring filmmakers and screenwriters, I would just say start making movies right now, as often as you can. It doesn't matter what camera you're using. Doesn't matter if you're using your iPhone, it's great quality compared to what we had when we were kids. But just start making movies, whatever it is. Every weekend, get some friends together, like work on stories and scripts, and just as often as you can, do it.
Create is my advice, to just keep working, making content. If it's writing or making video or film content, just the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more skills you develop, the more understanding you have of the craft. And it's like a sport. It's practice makes perfect, and the more you do something, the better you get at it. So just keep creating whatever it is.
Yeah, I know a lot of you are probably in film school or thinking about film school, which is great, but it's one of those things, and a lot of crafts are like that, where you can read all the books you can about it, you can take all the classes you want, but until you're actually doing it, you don't get the intuition that goes behind it. You don't like understand the full concept of like how to make a film unless you do it yourself. So just do it, man. Nike.
Do it. Just do it.
Bacardi and Cola, do it.
All right.
And
If you had an unlimited budget for a film, who would you cast, and what would the film be about? I would say I would cast Christian Bale.
Yeah, obviously Christian Bale.
And it would be a gigantic sci-fi epic.
You know, it'd be cool, like Christian Bale and Denzel in leading roles, and like maybe like a cop horror drama.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. What's your most? Oh, any film ideas, concepts we're just itching to create it one day? Yeah, we're always shuffling around ideas. I have gotten a lot of free time lately to start to keep writing, and I've written a ton of stuff over the years, but most of it's not good.
That's the thing. Like whatever you write, you're not just gonna like write amazing things right away.
Yeah.
90% of what you write is gonna be trash.
I've thrown out 90%. I've written like 20 scripts, but I've thrown out like 18 of them. But I think I've really gotten pretty strong recently, and I have some good concepts, and we definitely just working on some cool ideas that hopefully down the line we can produce into films one day.
Yeah, don't think that your first 5 scripts are going to be amazing. Your first 10 are not going to be amazing.
They're not.
Just keep doing it. What's your most unpopular film opinion? I would say that Rogue One thing.
That Rogue One's not that great.
That's well, people are gonna be irate. You're stuck. All right, and then you're stuck on an island with just a TV and one film. What's the film?
Goodfellas.
That's a good choice. I would probably pick Goodfellas too, or maybe The Matrix. I think The Matrix, because
it never gets old.
The thing is, like, I wouldn't say The Matrix is my favorite movie, but it's just such an interesting movie that I can watch that on repeat back to back and still get something out of it every time.
Yeah, Goodfellas isn't my favorite movie, but it's the movie I can watch over and over again more than anything else.
I probably would pick Goodfellas too, just because it's so fun and long, but also the soundtrack, so you have like a bunch of energy.
It's so entertaining.
Yeah, that's a good pick. All right,
great question.
Travis questions. Aisha, you're the best. She's also a patron. Travis Yoakum. If you had all the money you could want to ask for and was greenlit in a movie, I'm guessing a movie was greenlit by any big name studio with no questions asked, what would the genre of film you put together? Who would score it? And who would be in your starring cast?
It's funny that you said Christian Bale and Denzel, because it would be a big sci-fi epic with Hans Zimmer doing the music. Christian Bale, Denzel Washington, and Natalie Portman would be my 3 leads.
I'd do like the same thing. Or maybe put Leo in there. Mm-hmm. But a massive sci-fi adventure for sure. I would love to see Denzel do more sci-fi.
Yeah, he would be great. He's done a lot of Tony Scott sci-fi movies. All right, Andy Walker asks us, which film do you think deserves a proper sequel?
Oh, we already answered this earlier.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, his name was included with the person. who
Oh,
asked that.
yeah. I
It's all
said Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Well, for this one, I have a different answer.
good. All right, what is it?
The Matrix.
The Matrix? Like a proper sequel? I like that. I like that.
A new sequel.
And the sequel is nothing because it's perfect. All right, Luke Roberts, best sci-fi film.
2001: Space Odyssey.
Yeah, 2001: Space Odyssey, hands down. Carlos, favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going with the original.
First one.
Yeah.
That's great. It's groundbreaking. Great filmmaking.
Pete Snyder. If you guys were actors, which one of you would stunt double? Oh, so I would do both act and stunt double. Anthony would be my assistant's assistant.
I would just respond to your emails. I'm glad you think so highly of me. Danny Crombie.
Wait,
asks,
aren't you going to answer?
I would just answer that I would be the actor and you'd be the stunt double.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because
actually,
you're great at stunts.
thanks. Well, have I ever done stunts before? No. I probably am. I'm super athletic.
See, I knew you'd like it. All you gotta do with James is compliment him, and you can get him to agree with anything.
I'm very susceptible to flattery. Before you do the next one, let's talk about movie posters.
Oh, you mean the best place to get your posters online?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Movieposters.com. Use our special promo code Raiders15 to get 15% off your order today. They have a huge selection, pretty much every movie imaginable, all sorts of sizes, framing, backlighting. If you're checking out our set on YouTube, you will see that it is decked out with these amazing posters. High quality, best printing you can pay for. And also, it's not even that expensive. They're very cheap. Now, head on over to movieposters.com and use our promo code Raiders15 to get 15% off your order today.
Great job. Great job.
Oh, I need a little water.
Yeah, let's do a water break. Glug, 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 glug. We need to get bigger cups. All right, let's get back to the questions.
Danny Crombie asks, who's the alpha twin?
I mean,
We all know who that
really
is.
a question?
We all know who it is.
We all know who it really
Yeah,
is.
we all know who
We
it
all know who it really is.
Yeah, but really, we all know who it is.
you all watching, I'm winking. You all know who it really is.
we know.
Yeah, we
we
know who it definitely isn't.
Yeah, that's obvious. Looks like we're not going to get a straight answer with this one.
Oh man.
What's your favorite restaurant in Boston?
Oh, it's tough. There's so many good ones.
You'll love mine, ready?
I love Stockyard.
Stockyard Kid.
Stockyard Kid.
Let's get a steak at Stockyard.
Or there's some great places in the North End, like Florentine's is awesome, Bencato is great. There's so many great Italian restaurants.
I picked Bugaboo Creek.
Bugaboo Creek is not even there anymore.
Yeah, but it was.
Is it there?
I think so.
If anyone lives in Watertown, is Bugaboo Creek still there? That place was sick.
The best.
All right, but we got to talk about Bugaboo Creek.
Why?
So Bugaboo Creek was like this big barbecue steakhouse, you could say, but it was in like an enormous building. It's a huge restaurant with like huge rooms.
Yeah.
And they had, when you walked in, there was a talking tree that would like dance and talk to you. It was motion activated. And then each of the big dining rooms, there were moose heads and elk heads, and they were
bison heads,
and
yeah.
they were animated. They would talk and sing songs and stuff.
Yeah, it was the best.
And when it was your birthday, it would do a birthday song too.
Yeah, and you would go there and you get a big rack of barbecue ribs with a huge
God.
plate of fries and
So
coleslaw.
good.
It's the best.
And
And
that-
we had so many great family dinners there.
Yeah, a lot of birthdays there too.
Yeah, that was like our favorite. Like if our mom was like, "Where do you want to go for your birthday?" We'd be like, "Bugaboo Creek."
Yeah. Just the name.
Yeah.
That or the Chateau, obviously, for
Oh, yeah,
some Italian
Chateau, yeah.
toasted wraps and chicken parm. But Bugaboo Creek was the first place I ever had red velvet cake.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like terrified to try it because I was like
I
9
remember, yeah.
and not cultured. And it became
The color you didn't like.
became my favorite thing when I was like 8 or 9. And we used to get the coupon in the mail for when your birthday was coming up. So like they were really great at their marketing. Like
Yeah.
it was like a dentist's office when it's your time for your cleaning. Time for your birthday. Here's a free coupon for a free dessert. And I'd
Yeah.
be like, let me get some red velvet cake, Ma.
That was always like a special occasion place
Oh,
we
man.
would go.
I miss Bugaboo.
Yes.
I doubt it's there though.
Tell me that's a good answer.
That is excellent answer, man.
Thank you,
Yeah, it was in Watertown. The one.
Screw
we
the
went to.
fancy restaurants. I want the barbecue ribs. They were good. They were so good.
All right, and also another question from Danny: first scary movie y'all ever watched, or do you have any ghost stories?
Probably. Well, our older brothers would let us watch bad horror movies with them, and it was really scary for us because we were little. And I would say, Chucky is probably the
Child's
earliest.
Play.
Yeah, Child's Play.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
I had nightmares about Chucky.
I was horrified
from age 4
of
to
him.
12. No,
Yeah.
I still sometimes dream about. Not really anymore, but there was like 15 years of my life where I dreamt of Chucky regularly.
So you haven't even gotten over him?
Over Chucky,
Yeah.
I don't even want to watch that TV show or any of the new movies, man. It still creeps me out. I don't have any ghost stories. I don't believe in ghosts. Sorry. I don't have the name on the person who wrote this. Sorry, I lost you in the shuffle when I was making this list. But your question was
We can find it. I'll put it on the video.
Yeah, your Mount Rushmore of most satisfying revenge kills. And you wrote some of yours. Two of them I would totally pick. Maximus killing Commodus in Gladiator, and then David Mills killing John Doe in Seven. Those are great choices.
Yeah, those are really good ones. I also have the Bastards killing Hitler in Inglourious
Oh, that's
Basterds.
great.
And then I have Harry killing Voldemort
Oh, nice.
in Harry Potter. And then I have Diggin killing Sergeant Sullivan in The Departed.
Oh, that's a great one, too.
Yeah.
I think I would also pick 2001: A Space Odyssey when he kills Hal.
Yeah. But when Diggin kills Sullivan, it's like, yeah, kill him, F him. Yeah, kill him. It's like super satisfying to see him die because he caused Costigan to die.
All right.
Great question.
Really good one. All right. Chase Penna, what is your secret, all caps, guilty pleasure movie that you haven't been open about discussing on the show? Starship Troopers.
That's just a great movie.
Yeah, but that's totally a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a trash movie. Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, 100%. He loves that movie.
I love that stuff. But I'm not secret about it. I openly say that I love romantic period pieces.
So you didn't properly answer the question.
Well, I
then.
don't have a secret guilty pleasure, but that is my guilty pleasure movie.
Nice. All right.
Sam Bask asks us, if either of you could direct your own film, what kind of film would it be?
I think we got a similar question earlier.
Yeah, so
sci-fi.
Horror, sci-fi, period piece. One of those. Maybe all blended together.
Jacob Conlon, would you ever do a podcast where you both pick your favorite movie from the same genre and have a friendly debate about which is better? Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
I think that's a good idea.
Good idea.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good idea.
Um,
MX Infinity Media asked us, what's the plot of the new Indiana Jones movie, and do you guys think it'll be any good? We don't know the plot yet, but we do know it involves Nazis, so that's a great callback to the older indie films. My thing about it being any good is we're not really sure because Lucas and Spielberg didn't make the story. They hired new writers. They have a new writing team, and I think Spielberg has an EP credit, but he's not involved in the actual storytelling of it. So I'm just not sure if those two aren't steering the ship, what it's going to be like. So we'll see.
I think it'll be a good movie, but I have a suspicion that it's going to be totally different than
I agree.
all the other indies made. It won't have that same magic or tone, maybe. But we'll see. James Mangold's a great director. Logan was awesome, so I think it's going to be, overall, it'll be a good movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone knows the plot yet.
Yeah.
Lene, which director movie made you fall in love with movies? I would say Spielberg, but like a combination of like E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, just like all of his old classics, Jurassic Park, like because he's made so many great movies that are just family oriented and kid friendly. I wouldn't even, well, some of those aren't even kid friendly really, but I think Spielberg in general.
Scorsese for me. When I was younger, I would watch things like Taxi Driver a lot. I would watch Raging Bull a lot.
Yeah, Anthony was like 6 eating popcorn watching Taxi Driver.
No, when I was like teens.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
And I would watch a lot of his movies over and over again, and that he really made me look at films in a new way, in a new light. And I was in like after high school, I would watch Taxi Driver like 20 times.
I remember that. Yeah, and then 2 more from her. Also, do you think Warner Brothers will ever get their shit together with the DC movies like how Disney did with Marvel? I do not think DC will. I think DC is totally, well, the 2 part of that is, unfortunately, they're completely abandoning Snyder and his vision and what he was setting up and preparing, and we wish he wouldn't, but I mean, like you said, the corporate drama, I think that's tying into it for sure. It's a tough call.
I don't think they'll ever be able to do the team up. I'm not sure if they will.
Yeah, we've talked about where they rushed the team up without getting fully fledged independent films going and franchises going, and then they got cold feet with the Snyder Cut and the Snyder Vision and the Snyder future. So they abandoned that. So I honestly don't know what direction they're going, really.
I think that for the future, they're just going to be doing standalones, probably indefinitely. I don't see them combining characters anytime soon.
Well, The Flash.
Well, is it going to have Ben Affleck in it, though?
Yeah, I mean, there's set photos.
Oh, well, I guess so, but
The Flash is going to have Supergirl in it, too.
We'll see. I don't know. I just think that...
I'm just saying, I don't think anyone knows what they're going with.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of making it up on the fly.
I think that, like, they're like, oh, these parts worked and those parts didn't work, so we'll keep the good ones going, and then
Man,
Hope for the best.
I just want Justice League 2, man. That would have been. He set it up so well too.
Yeah, it would have
It's
been
too
epic.
bad. Anyways, Dan Gullard.
Oh, what about Jason Fleming?
Oh, did I skip him?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you have any interest into going into the film industry, and do you have any experience in the past? So yeah, we want to direct, write, and produce.
Yeah. Dan Gullard. Which actor role combination do you think should have happened? My mind instantly goes to Willem Dafoe as the Joker. That would be amazing. Like even just his smile and his creepy laugh, like as Osborn, like he'd be perfect as the Joker.
Yeah, we've talked about that recently. Very, very good choice. I would love to see Christian Bale as Travis Bickle.
Oh, like a remake or a sequel?
Just as like re-envisioning of the character. I think it would be really cool.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Taylor asked us, what's your favorite sport and Marvel character? Finally, a quote, nobody tells me wrong. No, nobody tells me nothing. So that's the quote.
You gotta say it like in the movie, nobody tells me nothing.
Nobody tells me nothing.
That's Hot Fuzz, right? Or no?
I don't know what it is.
No, it's Hot Fuzz, right?
Who says it?
One of the cops at the precinct.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Hot Fuzz. Hold on, let me Google it.
So favorite sport is football, and then my favorite Marvel character is Blade. Football is just easier to watch. There's only 16 games, unless you're a Tom Brady fan. Then there's always going to be 21 games. But and I love
Hot Fuzz.
Nice
It's
job.
the guy with the curly hair. He's at the front desk.
Got it.
That's
got
the guy.
it,
Because
got it.
remember, and he has a twin.
Yeah.
Nobody tells me nothing. I
Yeah.
knew it. Yeah.
Good one, man.
Thanks.
Great job. What's your favorite Marvel character?
Blade's a good choice. I just think I really just fell in love with Captain America throughout the whole.
Did you fall in love with Cap, or did you fall in love with Chris Evans?
I mean, who doesn't fall in love with Chris Evans? I mean, come on. Jeez.
Real talk.
Mason Platt, what are your thoughts about doing an episode on some older coming-of-age films like Dazed and Confused, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and also I think so. Yeah, I think that'd be fun to do our back-to-school episode on.
We're definitely gonna do that now. Avery, I'm begging, please do a Sopranos episode or something along the lines of it.
Gabagool.
We need the gabagool.
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Maurice, this is a question for the podcast. Who is the most underrated actor and who is the most overrated actor?
Good one.
All right, most
Good question.
underrated actor, Nicholas Hoult. This guy, you can tell, has probably been top 2 in every major role for his age range.
He's lost a lot of big roles.
He was number 2 for Batman, for the Batman coming up that he lost to Arpat. So, I mean,
he was almost Bond.
yeah, so there's probably
Bond.
a different Earth 2 where Nicholas Hoult is the biggest actor on the planet. So he's just been that close. So, but he's still a very talented guy.
I have Ben Foster.
Yeah, Ben's awesome.
Super, super talented, and he's usually generally supporting roles, so he doesn't really lead too many movies, and a lot of people don't know him by name for the most part, but I think he's extremely talented. Now, overrated actor.
Who you go?
Zac Efron.
he's serviceable.
Serviceable, yeah, but
I'm not. He's not.
I've just never been blown away by him.
I saw that Ted Bundy movie that he's in. That movie's not that good.
I saw some of it. I'm like not buying it.
He's good at what he does. He's like The Rock. All right, so overrated. I have 2 choices, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna offend anybody.
I'm already offended.
Cara Delevingne.
I agree with that.
She's good, but it seems like she was just like, because she's so famous and a huge social media person, they like forced her into so many movies. And then also Kristen Stewart I think she's a good actor, but I don't know if I like say that, like she seems to like get the recognition of someone like Saoirse Ronan, I think, where I think Saoirse is more talented.
Saoirse is on a different league than Kristen Stewart.
Yeah,
for
not
sure.
that Kristen's not a great actor, she is, but I think just overrated like a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Not to be mean.
We'll see how she does. She's playing Princess Diana in a new movie. But like you said, like I kind of agree, because like when it was cast as Kristen Stewart as Princess Diana, I was like, really, Kristen Stewart? I don't know about that.
We'll see.
But we'll see.
I like her. She's great. But, gotta answer the question.
Hey, you were being honest.
I was. That's
Hey,
all I could be.
you're entitled to your opinion, man.
Canceled.
Kyle Mulhern asked us thoughts on Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm afraid to say I've never seen it.
I saw it a long time ago, like in high school.
Yeah, I just never got around. Never watched it.
Yeah.
But I've been meaning to for a while.
Maybe we'll do it like October or something.
Yeah, a lot of people really love it.
All right. Let's see what we got. Sorry.
You go.
You go.
Josh Cubitt asked, do you two want to pursue creating films in the future? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blake Bishop asked, what do you think of the Cornetto trilogy?
Epic.
I
We gotta
love
do
them.
an episode on it.
I love them. They're so much fun.
I've seen those movies a lot of times.
Mm.
Run You. Are there any movies that you two have a completely different opinion on? I mean, where the difference is so wide you guys consider not being twins anymore.
I really love a MacGruber.
I never said I don't love MacGruber, but
Do you love it though?
I don't love it. It's funny, but like I
So
think
we're not twins anymore.
I think you like put it on a comedy pedestal.
Yeah, it's great.
But also I love Game Night, and you're like, Game Night, really?
Yeah, Game Night's funny, but I'm like, you adore
Dude,
it.
that movie's
Jesse
so good.
Plemons is really funny.
The
in it.
movie's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah,
It's because you mention Game Night every week. I
No,
swear
I
to God,
don't. No, I
every
don't.
week you mention Game Night.
That's not true.
It's pretty close to
Fake
true.
news, not true. All right,
Yeah,
Christian,
we're definitely not twins anymore.
Christian Black, your favorite books.
Favorite book?
Yeah, if you had to pick one. For me, it's like it's tough to choose one. Like Dune, No Country for Old Men.
Count of Monte Cristo, I really like. And then also, but my favorite thing to read is Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, the Sherlock short stories are fantastic. But also, like, The Hound of Baskerville is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
I say Count of Monte Cristo.
Sam, blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
I don't care. I welcome all shapes, sizes, looks, whatever you are. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you're confident.
What a great non-answer.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what color your
I know,
hair
it's
is.
just a fun
What about
question.
redheads?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel bad. You know, I don't care what color your hair is. You can have blue hair. Who cares?
I say brunettes.
Very specific.
Niles Keating, what's your favorite thing that's happened since starting the podcast?
Connecting with all of you amazing people around the world and developing all these fans and people who actually tune in and listen, because we started we had one view like the first day. We're like, oh, this is going to be terrible. No one's going to tune in.
That's exactly what I said.
And now,
I didn't
now
think
look at us.
I didn't think anyone would listen to it.
We're going to break 200,000 streams in July. It's going to be awesome.
When we posted the first video, I'm like, we're gonna get like two views and that's it. And then we're gonna do like, then I was like, we're gonna do like 5 episodes. And it's
the
probably
first
gonna
month,
be nothing.
we hardly had anyone tuning in.
Yeah, I was like, you were like, let's stick with it. You were like, we gotta stick with it.
I was
And
like, dude, TikTok's going to blow us up.
I was
Just
like,
wait.
all right.
I
Because
was like,
we were
just-
getting like 20
I
views
was like,
an episode.
trust me, man. TikTok is the key.
But then like when you get messages like what Luke sent us today, that just really makes you feel really good about it. Like that we're actually connecting with people and, touching them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Cindy Spinoza asked, what's a movie y'all think deserved better and everyone should try watching again? She says Tenet.
No, I said Tenet. Sorry.
Oh, you said Tenet.
That was my answer. Tenet, because a lot of people dislike that movie. I mean, as many people that loved it, I'd say more people hated it or didn't like it or
Yeah, I got a hate.
didn't understand it. Of all of his movies and the comments we got on our clips and our videos on it, people bashed it so much and said that it was stupid, made no sense, didn't understand the dialogue. I think that if you watch it a few times, and some people are like, why do I have to watch a movie twice to get it? Because you get something out of movies every time you watch them.
I love watching movies
you
over
watch
and over
movies.
again.
That's
Yeah.
it's art. You see something new. You pick up something different. If you watch Tenet 2 or 3 times, you'll understand how it could be a borderline masterpiece.
But you know how a better way of understanding it is
What?
watching our full episode on it.
Oh yeah, we broke it down.
Yeah.
We
Came
broke
out in the
down.
spring. So what? No, it came out in September. We did a full explanation of Tenet.
It was
So
pretty,
check that out.
pretty epic.
Mine was The Invisible Man, which came out last year, starred Elizabeth Moss, because it got good. It made decent money because it came out right before the pandemic. It made good money and got great reviews. But I think that it was just extremely underrated. It was my favorite movie that year after The Father. And I knew it wouldn't get nominated for anything. And obviously it didn't get nominated for anything because it's a horror movie. But I think Elizabeth Moss gave the best performance of the year. I think the script was one of the best scripts of the year, and the directing is sensational. I think it's an absolute masterpiece of horror, and I think everyone should watch it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite horror movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm so
unbelievable.
glad you convinced me to watch it. Like, because you watch it, you're like, dude, you have to watch Invisible Man, and then you finally sat me down. You're like, I'll watch it again. We're watching.
I bought it again. I was like, I'll buy it again. I don't
I
care.
don't care. It was so good.
So great.
All right, Marcus Jackson, thoughts on Book of Eli? I think Book of Eli is a cool movie. I just think the script isn't super strong, and it could have been better. And I would say, I think Denzel was awesome in that role. Like, I love to see him in that post-apocalyptic environment. But again, I think it's just the script just was a little bit of a letdown. And the villain as Gary Oldman was crazy, but like also kind of a flop. Sort of like the same feeling as Christoph in the James Bond movie.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see Book of Eli actually. I still haven't gotten
It's
around
pretty
to seeing
cool.
it.
It's cool, like cool post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I never got around to it.
Mila Kunis is really good in it too.
Michelle, what's a movie that everyone loves but you just can't get into? Rogue One. It's got like an 8.1 on IMDb, and I think I'm like, it's a good movie, but it's not 8.1. You look at the caliber of movies that are 8.1. I'm like, I just disagree with that.
So many people are unsubscribed. Samuel McBride, what inspired you to make the podcast?
Bad movie podcast.
Yeah, basically.
Not liking any of them.
And the thing is, this is how me and Anthony have always talked. We've always would be shooting the shit in the kitchen or the living room. We'd just be talking about movies, and we watch movies all the time. So like we already were doing a podcast between ourselves. So it was just
we just record it.
It was made sense to just turn a camera on.
Yeah, but there are movie podcasts that I tried to listen to. I'm not gonna name them because I don't want to give anyone a bad name. But I tried listening to them, and I just was never convinced by any of them. They always seem to nitpick more than anything, which I don't enjoy listening to people.
Super critical.
I don't like listening to people constantly nitpick movies, especially great movies.
And people who don't make movies.
Exactly. If you have no experience making a movie, you don't understand how hard it is to just make a movie and make a good movie at that. I mean, everyone who works on movies really sets out to do the best they can, and you have to respect that. And so that's why on this show, we rarely nitpick. If we do nitpick, it's like one thing here or there. Otherwise, it's all positive because we like to spread the quality of movies more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we try to keep it positive.
So we were like, we can do better than those bozos.
Yeah, so we just made a podcast. All right.
Jackass John asked, why do y'all like pissing people off so much?
I guess it's just our personalities.
It's a Boston thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a little fun too. It's fun. I like when people get a little riled up over things that aren't really that big of a deal. Like you make a list of your 5 favorite whatever, and people are like, "How could you not include this in the list?"
It's like, it's my list, bro.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable.
Jeez.
People are so easily offended.
All right, the retro movie page. Favorite Sylvester Stallone movie? Rocky. All right, let's see. Who else do we have?
Is that all of them?
Hold on, I got a couple more.
Newer ones?
Yeah, let me pull up.
We're actually like pulling this up live.
Yeah, we had a lot, guys. So I'm sorry
because we asked today the questions.
All right, so High Speed T, who's your favorite director working today? If you don't answer, unsubscribe. We better answer then. Favorite director working today? Denis Villeneuve or Nolan?
Marty.
Okay,
Marty's my guy.
He's your favorite. Yeah, he's your favorite all time. Also, another one from Anna. When is the rom-com episode coming?
So here's the thing. We did a Valentine's Day episode, and it's one of our worst performing ones. So we're just kind of like not sure how to approach the rom-com one.
Yeah, it really bombed.
So
we were disappointed because we do like rom-coms.
Yeah, maybe we can do a rom-com one sometime soon.
I think we gotta do. I want to do like Mean Girls and like something else similar to that.
Okay.
I think that'd be. I think Mean Girls would kill.
Yeah, Mean Girls would do well. Maybe Mean Girls and Bridesmaids, but those aren't strictly speaking rom-coms like rom-coms are like. I think those are ensembles more than rom-coms.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Mean Girls, Mean Girls isn't a rom-com. I don't know why I said that. That's just a comedy. It's a great movie. It'd be cool to do Mean Girls and Bridesmaids in the same episode.
That's literally what I said.
I wasn't even listening to you.
I said we could do Bridesmaids with Mean Girls.
I literally didn't listen to a word you said. I didn't get any of that.
Oh my God. You did that last time.
I'm pulling up questions. This one's from Ethan Folsom. I was wondering if you guys would ever do a Blade Runner versus episode. We did. We did Blade Runner versus Blade Runner 2049.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Did we?
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, what we did was a modern sci-fi.
Yeah, we never did that.
Oh,
That's
Ethan,
a great episode.
Great idea, Ethan. So, yeah, we should do Blade Runner versus Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We're on it, Ethan. Sorry for getting mixed up there with you for a second. Let's see what else we have. Give me 1 sec. All right.
Hey, take your time, man.
Take my time?
I could sing a song while...
Do you really want me to take my time?
No, hurry up.
All right, here we go.
The people are waiting.
Why is Justin Hammer the hero of Iron Man 2? From Joffrey. Why Justin Hammer is the hero of Iron Man 2? I guess you could say because didn't he try to stop Mickey Rourke's character eventually?
No, Mickey Rourke took advantage of him and took all of his tech.
Yeah.
So Justin Hammer didn't stop him, but you could say he's the victim of the movie.
Yeah. You could.
You could say, he's the victim.
Still a nefarious character, though.
Yeah.
All right. Emily Film. Do you guys have a letterbox? Yes, we do. Just Raiders Lost Pod. You'll find us on there. Bryce Smith. Favorite movie scene? I still think my favorite movie scene of all time is the docking scene in Interstellar. That thing gets my hair raised like nothing else, man. It's like I'm electrified.
Favorite movie scene? That's tough. Maybe I love the final scene of There Will Be Blood in the bowling alley.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Heat at the diner because you talk about Heat every week. Throwing it back in your face, kid.
I've never mentioned Heat at all. I don't even
You
like that
mentioned Heat
movie.
like 5 episodes in a row.
Because it was relevant. But I'd say the bowling scene in There Will Be Blood.
That's pretty epic. It's
Yeah.
a good choice.
Drainage.
Sharon McGivern, what was your favorite episode to do? I love anytime we do a Chris Nolan movie. Like Interstellar was a blast. Tenet was so fun.
David Fincher was a good one.
I still love 2001: A Space Odyssey, even though that one bombed. If you guys haven't checked it out, watch that one. We broke that down really in depth, because that's such a great movie. We've done the Batman trilogy.
The Dark Knight trilogy was a great episode.
Yeah, is it great?
We actually just did a really good one of Midsommar and Hereditary.
That was so fun.
which came out the episode before this one, and I think it was a really good one.
Half-Blood Prince was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that one
was
too.
that was great. So yeah, there's a lot to choose from. 111 episodes, guys. Big time.
Well, 113 now.
All right, from Ian, that bourbon guy. What sounds better, Blu-ray, 4K, or streamed movies? I think 4K just sounds the best. All right. Eliza M. Ward has 2. If you were on a movie crew, what role would you want to be playing? And also, what role would you realistically think you'd get to play? So do you mean movie? All right, so if you're
On a crew.
A crew or a cast?
It says crew.
Yeah, I know it says crew, but I didn't know if she meant cast.
I would say director
Would you roll?
for both.
Yeah, director, producer. Yeah.
I want to be in charge.
Let's see.
Do you feel
Pat
in
J. Carl,
charge?
have you ever thought about taking recommendations for movies? Of course, send us whatever you want.
Yeah, we're open to recommendations for sure.
Kevin Keane, most anticipated movies. We got Dune, The Batman.
Bond 24.
Bond is 24 or 25?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Good Time to Die. Yeah, there's some great movies coming up.
Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underrated movie score or soundtrack? I think anything that Alexander Desplat does. Like, I think I was listening to Grand Budapest Hotel today, and no one makes music like that guy, and every one of his scores is a banger.
Born trilogy.
John
Powell's
Powell.
Bourne
Oh,
trilogy.
man, you're right. I
Yeah.
listen to those a lot, man.
Very underrated.
Born Supremacy is such a good soundtrack.
Ultimatum is my go-to, man. Tangiers, let's go.
Not Dawson 01. What are your tastes in music? Like, what bands do you listen to? We both mostly listen to movie scores, obviously.
Yeah.
But I also like rock and some rap, indie rock. Like, I listen to Logic. I mean, the Black Keys, Jack White, anything that guy touches, I'll listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, I love like bluesy songs like Jack White and Black Keys, guys like that, and I love old bands like the Stones and the Beatles. We love Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creedence Clearwater, I love.
Ooh, this is a great one from Reese Salt. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. F, marry, avoid. Or actually, I think he's from England. Shag, marry, avoid. So Star Wars,
Shag,
Indy,
marry,
Lord of
avoid, so you don't kill. What is it again, the 3?
the- Star Wars, Indy, and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's tough.
You know what? I think that is really tough.
I'd marry Lord of the Rings.
Me too. Lord of the Rings is just, I'm sad that we can't talk about it anymore because we already done
did
it.
the episode.
It's so good.
I would marry,
You just said marry Lord of the Rings.
and I would shag Indiana Jones, and I would avoid Star Wars.
I would do the same thing. Sorry, we love Star Wars, but that's my answer.
You got to shag Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
You can't not shag him.
Zoomer Sports, our buddy.
What's up, Andrew?
Did you ever think about trying to become an actor? Nah, I don't think I would want
You
to.
did acting though.
Yeah, but I didn't want to pursue it.
You did a great comedy acting bits.
Yeah, I probably could do it, but I don't think I'd want to,
I could do it.
I think if I did it and put my energy into it, I think I could pull it off, but
I think you're very good comedic actor, I think.
thanks, man.
Me, I've no interest in, never would or want to.
Yeah, I'm super confident on camera and stuff like that. It's just I don't know if I want that pressure, and also it seems like the hardest job just to get, just to be an actor and try to auditions seem like the worst thing in the world to me.
Yeah, have you heard Joe Rogan explaining the audition process?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I heard that story. I'm like, man, I feel so bad for
And
actors.
Gosling, the one where Gosling talks about it, how every audition you go to, you show up and there's 50 people who look just like you, same colored hair, same colored eyes, dressed in the same outfit, and you're just like, all right, here I am. I'm like a cow in a herd.
And that's Gosling.
Yeah, so
And even he felt like that.
it's the odds of making it are so hard, but if you work hard, sure, you might get there, but yeah. All right, let's see what else.
Going out soon.
I think that wraps up. Sorry if we didn't get to your questions, guys. We got like 300, so.
But we're going to do an episode like this again, so leave your new questions in the comments of this YouTube video, so we'll make a new list for the next one.
Great idea. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to go to patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast so that James can quit his job when we hit 350 patrons. And
We're almost there.
We're halfway there.
Yeah.
So thanks so much to everyone. Here's a patron, and for tuning in around the world. We really appreciate it. And for all these awesome questions and messages we get from you all, we really appreciate it. We read everything you send us.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Love y'all. Take care.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Find us on all audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Be sure to check out one of these other videos right here for more content on our favorite films and breaking down all kinds of movie content. Thanks so much.